Today we're talking about happiness, how to be happy, and why so many people seem to be waiting to be happy. Let's get started. Is happiness the key to life? For many people it is, but we all tend to get caught up on our own happiness, and we can actually turn happiness into an idol. I'm not going to get into the religious implications of idols, but I'm sure we all can agree that idols are a dangerous thing, and that happiness can become an idol for a lot of us. So regardless of your religious beliefs, happiness makes a terrible idol. There is a way to achieve happiness without worshiping it, without letting it become an idol, and we're about to talk about that. If we haven't met yet, my name is Kalen. I'm the founder of Freedom Sprout, where we talk about raising intentional children and living intentional lives. If that interests you, please hit the subscribe button below. So here we go. More is better, a formula for distraction. So much of our unhappiness comes from a desire for more, a constant desire for more. And that desire is warranted, but it can also lead to an obsession with material possessions. We don't like to admit it, but it's true. That's why shopping is a common but often ineffective way to deal with feeling unhappy. So more is better, right? Well, with the new minimalist trend, we're seeing the opposite is actually true. The More of Less and The Power of Less are just two books of many that explain why more may not be better. So real quick, here are 3 ways that less may be the answer. Number 1, less material possessions, reduce what you have and appreciate what you keep. Number 2, less commitments, no is a freeing word, and yes doesn't always have to be the answer. Number 3, less choices. I read constantly, and I've read a lot about decision fatigue, and now a lot of books are trying to say that it's not a thing, but life experience has told me otherwise. Happiness starts with the realization that more stuff isn't going to make you happy. Before you dismiss that last sentence, stop and think, do you think stuff is going to make you happy? Do you live your life in a way that shows you believe more stuff is the key to happiness? It can temporarily make you happy, but it's not a long-term solution. So this could be your first problem. You put a higher value on material possessions than they deserve, but that just explains why you may not be happy, so let's talk about how to actually be happy. I like this Ralph Marston quote on happiness. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy. No person will make you happy unless you decide to be happy. Your happiness will not come to you, it will only come from you. So if we're not happy now, we have to fix the problem now. We need to stop waiting on something to be happy. You've heard it, and you've probably said some of these before. I'll be happy once I'm debt-free. I'll be happy once I'm married. I'll be happy once I get that promotion. I'll be happy once this next test is over. Yes, that type of thinking, those types of sentences, stop that. We all think life works like that, but it doesn't. We all think we're going to be happy whenever we get that next thing, and then we get that next thing, and then we're going to be happy when we get the next thing. And it's a vicious cycle. I'll be happy once I get promoted, and then you get the promotion. I'll be happy once I get that next promotion. Got that, now I'll be happy once I get married, then I'll be happy once I have kids. It's a cycle, and it's a cycle of unhappiness because you're always waiting on something else to be happy. So look at the lottery, for example. It's made up of people who think winning it will make them happy. While about half the lottery winners do claim to be happy after winning the lottery, half. Even that happiness is only temporary. It's temporary because it doesn't take long for all those problems that were going on in their life to creep back into their life. And it's temporary because 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt. Go figure, someone who thinks lottery tickets are a good idea probably doesn't know how to manage their money very well. Therefore, it doesn't matter how much money they have. If they don't manage it well, it's going away. But that's a topic for a different video. So if you really want to be happy, you have to choose to be happy each day. It is a choice. That's why 2 different people can have different perspectives on the same situation, while one is happy and one is unhappy. Let's talk about how to truly achieve happiness. Material possessions can provide a temporary sense of happiness, but true happiness comes from a deep sense of purpose. For me, that means finding my worth in Jesus Christ and living my life for Him. For you, that may mean something completely different. The point is, you have to have your why. Your why for getting up every day and going to work. Your why for getting out of the bed in the first place. Your why for why you were put here on earth. Things like entitlement run rampant in our culture, and it kills happiness because it puts the ball in someone else's court. So pick up the ball. Nobody else is going to fulfill your happiness. Nobody else is going to make you happy. Like the quote I read earlier, happiness is your decision. Other people can only temporarily make you happy or hinder your happiness. All of this sounds way easier than it truly is. I realize that because I try to live this every day, and it's not always easy to stay positive and to be happy. I get that. But remember, happiness isn't the most important thing in life. If you're always chasing happiness, you're never going to find it. You have to chase something that's going to give you a deep sense of purpose, and that will lead to happiness. So you're here for a reason. You're on this planet for a reason. I believe a reason much bigger than yourself. So when you start to think outwards instead of inwards, often whenever we're unhappy, we're thinking about ourselves. When you start to think about other people and how you can help other people, you'll find that happiness actually comes naturally. So find your why, choose to be happy, it's a daily decision, and minimize all the distractions and everything that's making you unhappy. The Serenity Prayer, which was adopted by Alcoholics Anonymous and popularized by them, is a good way to end this video. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what does happiness mean to you? Where does your happiness come from? Share in the comments. I'm really curious to know what happiness means to you. Before you go, please subscribe to get more videos on money, minimalism, and our travel journey around the world. Check out my new book, Intentional Children. I'll put a link to that below. That's all for today. I'll see you next week.